Hello everyone, it's Miss Bohall again with another poetry lesson and challenge since this is National Poetry Month. Last time we talked about haikus and some people wrote some haikus and shared them. You still have a chance to do that, and if you'd like to, we'd love to have you do that. But the type of poem we're going to talk about today is acrostic poetry or acrostic poems, and they're a kind that you've probably seen. If you haven't written one yourself, you've probably seen examples at school. What an acrostic poem does is they choose a word, and the first letter of each line spells out that word. So I have this right here. I wrote an example with spring, the season we're in right now. And you can see I've got SPRING. That's spelling out spring, and that starts each line. You notice each one is usually written with a capital letter. It just makes it easier to read the word going down. You could write it going horizontally, but then your lines would be written going horizontally. It just wouldn't be as easy to read. So normally this is the format they're in. So what I did is once I chose my topic, my word, I thought of different things that had to do with that would fit each letter. So for S, I had sunshine. For P, I had puddles, and R is rain. I is insects. You start to see a lot more of them this time of year. N was new life. Notice it doesn't just have to be all of these. We're just one word each. Now we can get into a phrase or a whole line, okay? And then I also, for G, I chose green everywhere. So if you read it, you can see I'm spelling the word spring, and if you just read it going down, it doesn't have to be sentences. Poetry doesn't always follow those things. This is kind of just a list of things about spring. So if we read it all together, it's sunshine, puddles, rain, insects, new life, green everywhere. And you can write acrostic poetry about pretty much anything. I'm going to share right now a few more examples. I have a book. I actually have one for each season, but I'm just going to share some from this is an alphabet book about spring, and what the author has actually done is every letter of the alphabet, they chose a topic that had to do with spring, and they wrote an acrostic poem with that word. So I'm just going to share a few of them with you so that you can see some more examples. So the first one I'm going to share is for the letter A. They chose the word April, and this is what they came up with. After days of pouring rain, the last ice and snow finally leave the earth. Sometimes that's not until the end of April, but usually that happens in April. The next one I'm going to share is, I'm going to share both F and G. For F, we have frog, okay? From the mud, ringing the old cow pond, come grunts, whistles, and croaks. And then for G, they chose the word grass, which we're seeing a lot of new grass now. So it says, green leaves overhead, a rug of green underfoot, and the air between sweet with the green smell of spring. Okay, just a couple more I'm going to share here. I can turn the page. Okay, and something probably a lot of you might be seeing now as nest, or if you're not seeing them, you're hearing things coming from them. So it says, nestled under the eaves, a song-filled ark of twigs and grass. Okay, so that just gives you a few ideas of what you could write. Now, it can be simpler like this, or in the book, they kind of told a story. You can choose, like I said, any topic you want. A lot of times you'll see people choose their name, and for each letter, try to think of a trait that describes them. You can do something like this, or in the book, and choose something that goes with the season. This week is Easter. Maybe you want to choose something that has to do with Easter. You could use the word Easter itself and think of letters, or think of things for each letter that you think of with Easter. You could do eggs, like an Easter egg. You could do bunnies, candy. really, you can do whatever you would like, but we'd really like to see some people take part in this and see what you can come up with. If you do come up with one, if you can go ahead and share it in the comments on our Facebook page, and it would be great if you could illustrate it too. You don't have to if you just have the words, but I think we'd all enjoy seeing what you can come up with, and I look forward to seeing what you do come up with. See you soon. Thank you.